Frank Delacroix sat in his car in his own driveway for 11 minutes before he could make himself go inside. He was 68 years old, married to Carol for 47 of those years, and this was his first Monday in 31 years without a job to drive to in Millhaven, a small paper mill town where the mill whistle still blew at noon out of habit more than need. Everyone in town still waved from their porches. Frank had waved back from that same driver's seat for 3 decades. For 31 years, his mornings had the same shape: coffee at 5:40, black, no sugar, the mill by 6:15, lunch at his same spot by the loading dock at noon, even in winter, home by 4:30, dinner with Carol at 5, always at the kitchen table, never the dining room, because the dining room was for holidays. It wasn't an exciting life. Nobody would have made a movie about it. But the days had edges he could hold on to, a start, a middle, an end. And he liked knowing where he stood inside of them. Carol had her own shape to her days, too. Garden in the morning, church volunteering on Wednesdays, a porch swing that had needed fixing for longer than either of them wanted to admit. They didn't talk about it much. Marriages that last that long don't always need to talk about things. They just move around each other, like water finding the same channel every day. Then the retirement party happened at the Elks Lodge with a sheet cake that said, "Happy Trails Frank" in blue icing, and 30 of his old co-workers shook his hand and told him he'd earned this. The cake got eaten. The banner came down. And Monday came anyway, except this time there was nowhere to be. He woke up out of habit at 5:40, made the coffee out of habit, then stood in the kitchen holding the mug, not sure what came next, for the first time in 3 decades. He wandered the house twice before noon, checked the garage, checked the mail, checked the garage again. Around 11, Carol came in from the yard, set an old shoebox down on the kitchen table, and didn't say anything. Just tapped the lid twice with her finger and went back outside. If you're the kind of person who likes stories about the quiet moments a long marriage is actually built on, not the big dramatic ones, but the small ones nobody sees, this channel's full of them. Hit subscribe so the next one finds you. Frank opened the box. Inside was a single spiral notebook, the cover soft with age, and on the first page, in Carol's handwriting, a date from 30 years back. Under it, a list. Things for when Frank finally has time. Fix the porch swing. Learn to make Mama's bread, the real recipe, not the shortcut one. Drive to the coast, just the 2 of us, no reason needed. Teach the grandkids to fish the way his father taught him. Finally, paint the shed the color she'd always wanted, not the color that was on sale. Nothing on the list was grand. Nothing needed a plane ticket or a big speech. It was just years of small wants, folded up and set aside, waiting on the other side of a life that was, for a long time, too busy to get to them. He started with the porch swing that same afternoon, sanding it down in the garage until his hands ached in a way they hadn't in years. By Thursday, he was elbow deep in flour, ruining Carol's mother's bread twice, once too dense, once burnt on the bottom, before the 3rd loaf came out right, and Carol cried a little at the kitchen table when she tasted it, though she wouldn't say why exactly. By the following week, they were in the car heading toward the coast, windows down, no map, no schedule, Carol laughing at something on the radio the way she used to before the mill and the mortgage, and the years took up so much room. Frank found himself checking his watch less. Then, not at all. It wasn't dramatic. Nobody's life changed overnight. But the house had a shape to it again, a new one, slower, softer around the edges, but a shape all the same. He still woke at 5:40. He just had somewhere different to put the hours now. 47 years, and it turned out Carol had been patient long before he ever needed her to be. 3 decades of small hopes, kept quiet, waiting for the right Monday. He didn't panic about the empty days anymore. He just opened the notebook and checked what was next. What's still on your list? The one nobody else has read yet? Tell me below.